and welcome back, Veterans Onward to Prosperity. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired AnnaMaria Bliven, and in our virtual studio today we have Paul Lawrence. So, Paul, what are the different types of GI Bill benefits for veterans?
Sure. Well, it's interesting. So the GI Bill traces its history to World War II when all the 16 million veterans are coming back and decide they need to be educated. If you recall, at this period of time in the United States, only 1 in 10 people had gone to college. So if you think about it, we won World War II with a virtually uneducated army. So they figured this is important. We need to get you. It enables free college tuition and fees for our veterans. It changed over time after each war expanded during peacetime, dependence and the like. But the most significant thing came into effect after 9/11. It's called the post 9/11 GI Bill. And it was enriched in 2017 to become the forever GI Bill so that the benefits last forever. So, broadly, if you served after 9/11 for somewhere greater than 90 days and up to 3 years or more, you can go to an educational institution and we can talk about what those ranges are, have your tuition and fees paid, get a stipend for books every semester, and under certain circumstances, if you're in resident, you will get a monthly housing allowance that is equal to the pay of a sergeant with dependents. And if you're online, you get an allowance, but it is somewhat less. So broadly, it's a great benefit. And if you just kind of do a state school for 4 years in your mind and a reasonable monthly housing allowance, this benefit is easily worth more than $100,000.
That's right. And it's up to a certain credit hours, right?
That's right. That's right.
So for undergraduate, it's what, up to 120 credits?
128 maybe, but you might be right. So all this information, and I could very well get something wrong in terms of crossing my memory, but all this information is available at va.gov, and the education part of that is very, very good. It explains, it has forms, there's different tables that explain the rates and things. There's even a GI Bill comparison tool, so you can say, hey, I want to go to a certain school. I don't know, and I'm going to get myself in trouble here. University of Minnesota versus Minnesota State. You can do that
Yes.
comparison and the like. So there's a lot of really great information and resources on that website.
Yes, well, having served as the Education Services Officer of the 81st RRC and the 90th RRC, I can tell you that the difference is having to do with accreditation.
Right.
So, yes, and your degree pursuits. And in some cases, do we also have a program for vocational and technical training?
Yeah, so the GI Bill has expanded over time, so there's a lot you can do there. We tend to talk about college because that's how it was thought about originally, but it's really gotten very different. So we can go through a whole range of things. Most recently, it's expanded. You can have 9 additional months, so you get 36 months of benefit, and you can have 9 additional months if you are studying something called STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. And that's very, very popular for folks who want to get into medicine, for example. So you can have 9 additional months. There's also something called vet tech. Um, that is essentially a high tech apprenticeship that you can enroll in and use your GI Bill for. But I don't want to be so snobby because also what we once would have called the trades, there are apprenticeships, and things like that that you can become an electrician, a plumber. Let's be honest, those folks are no longer underpaid. Okay. If you go to the doctor, those technicians that support them, the dental technicians, the medical technicians, all that, all these things can be used for the GI Bill. And finally, of course, there's a range of institutions, both public and private. So I'd call your audience to look at if they're interested in sort of some non traditional things. There's a great organization. The acronym is CECU, Career Education Colleges and Universities. These are for profit schools but they're very proud at how they graduate folks at a very high rate and they get folks jobs. So there's a range of things. And finally, if that didn't do it for you and you've always wanted to fly, the GI Bill always also covers flight school. And America needs more pilots in the commercial world. And when I was touring one of these back when I was office, in 18 months, you can be making $150,000 a year or more flying. Okay. So it's just a range of things. And I'd encourage anybody who wants to pursue to really look hard at what's possible using the GI Bill.
I'm so glad you're breaking that down for us. And I'm also very, very grateful that the Department of Veteran Affairs is housing all of these benefits for us warriors and veterans. But we're going to continue this conversation right after this message.